Well, Gary, what can we say about yesterday? It, as seems to be becoming the norm at Burbank Oval, hurricane-like winds and atrocious conditions. It was one of those days where all sort of football science, game plans and structures literally got blown out the window, and we came up short by 7 points. How are you feeling less than 24 hours later?
Yeah, obviously buoyed by a lot of things that we did on the day. It was atrocious conditions, as you said, and it was probably even more windier yesterday than what it was in the same round last year. So for us to basically, I guess, more inside 50s, we probably controlled the game for maybe 3 and a bit quarters. I think we probably played the better footy on the day defensively. We certainly at no stage did we not stay in the game, even though they were able to score multiple goals for, I guess, reasonably quick succession at times, but we never at all stopped playing the way we wanted to play. So I actually came away from the match thinking that there were far more positives than negatives on the day, and the way that we probably didn't use the ball well in the first quarter with the breeze, I would probably say was a contributing factor to the loss. The fact that they got 2 goals into the breeze and we got 1, I think was also another reason, and probably the third reason was that I think they just played the moments within the match that probably dictated a little bit of how the match was going to go, just a little bit better than us. So there's some really good things that we'll continue to take out of the game and continue to take forward. Obviously losing Chris Kane fairly on in the game, we were down to 4, so overall I think we did a lot of things right, but just didn't get the 4 points.
And on balance, as you said, it seemed as if we did have most of the play throughout the afternoon, but it was just frustrating that we couldn't finish, and it took another defender in Brody Mychek to swing forward and actually kick his first 2 goals ever in the VFL. So now that you've seen that similar trend for the first month, it probably now gives you and the other coaches some ammunition to work with over the course of the coming weeks.
Yeah, it does, and obviously what you do is you always review and dissect and bisect the game to within an inch of its life, and obviously the fact that we threw Lucas Cook there last week and he got 2 goals, possibly could have kicked 3. Brody went there yesterday, as you said, and he kicked 2. I think that's probably as much the essence of what we need to improve. It's a bit about how we use the ball, probably from about 50 metres, maybe even 70 metres out from our goal, what we do with that last kick inside 50. Obviously the fact that one stage I think we were 2-13 and they were 5 straight, that certainly has a fair bearing on what you've been able to do, and that's been a blight on us all pre-season and also too in the first 4 games. Regardless of the conditions, you just don't want to give the goals away, I guess. And also too the fact that we have been able to show enough versatility with guys going out of defence into the forward line and scoring goals. It should be actually, well, okay, what are the forwards doing? How are they playing? Are they in a cohesive manner? Are they coordinating the running patterns together? Yes, we can say the ball's been butchered a little bit, but also too bringing the ball to the front for the small and medium players and how hard they're working to keep the ball in there. So there's a really good amount of positive work, and if we can right those issues, I think it'll make us a more potent and dangerous forward area and also too forward line.
And the seniors obviously weren't the only slice of club heartbreak we experienced yesterday. The Development League side put in probably their best performance of the season in leading everywhere but the finish line against Willie. Is that sort of pleasing that you've possibly now got a few additional options to look towards, that sort of pressure from beneath?
Yeah, well, that's got to be the nature of our game, really. I think they started it last week against the Northern Blues for 3 quarters and about 7 minutes. They were in that game as well, and then, of course, one little turnover then creates an opening of the floodgates, and I think the Northern Blues kicked 8 goals in a relatively short period of time. And then on the weekend, as you said, they did everything bar win the game, and still in front with about a minute and a half to go or something like that. And to think that we've lost 8 points, 4 points each in both grades to the tune of 8 points, certainly means that this competition is unbelievably even, and they are the reigning premiers. So I think there's still a fair bit of upside in what we're doing, and we've just got to maintain that what we did on Sunday in both grades, we certainly do it far more efficient, far more effectively, and also too for a much longer period. And if we do that, we'll be able to win.
And we look ahead now to Richmond this week, back at home, and we are now sitting 2-2. So it's obviously very important that we bounce back, because otherwise we'll slip behind that top echelon of teams and find ourselves in that bit of a logjam mid-ladder.
Yeah, you probably could look at it that way, I guess, Sammy, but I just always look at us being able to win each game that we play, and of course the most important game is Richmond for us, obviously from a senior perspective, and Sandringham from a reserves. I don't worry about log jams or log rolls or anything like that. I just worry about winning, and then we can actually move on to the next game. So we know where we're at. We're on the up. I've got no doubt about that. I certainly feel we're playing a more harder contested brand of footy. We're certainly able to show a lot more resolve, and it's just a little bit of polish and a little bit of class, and once that gets tidied up, I'm certainly sure that we're going to be sitting here and feeling like everything's starting to fall into place.
Well, Gary, bad luck yesterday. It was a great effort, but fingers crossed that we get more of the same on Saturday and it translates into 4 points.
That's what we'll be aiming for, mate. Look forward to it.